everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we started a new scenario, and, well, we are in a town that is besieged by golems. The golems have actually shown up, but we need to deal with them. We still need to talk with the mayor to learn what we have to do, but we've been speaking with just about everyone else. Still gonna look around a bit. Yep, those are basically all the rooms. Oh, hello! An elixir, yes, thank you. Ah, there's some coins in here. Yoink. Alright. This is probably where the mayor is in here. Yep, there we are. You see the mayor of Kalen for the first time. A small man of both frame and stature sits at his desk poring over reports. His eyes are sunken and red, as if from many sleepless nights. The problems of Kalen seem to be taking their toll on him. When he becomes aware of your presence, he stands to greet you. He looks you over and seems unimpressed. Evidently, when he sent for Empire assistance, he was expecting more. He does a mediocre job covering up his disappointment. Ah, friends, I see you must be here to aid the fair city of Kalen. I am Mayor White. Please, have a seat and I will fill you in on our present situation. As he sits, you hear him sigh and mutter several disparaging opinions of Empire bureaucrats underestimating the plights of its more remote provinces. So what plagues Kalen? It is very hard for me to give you an accurate account because my information has been sketchy. All we know for certain is that the mining city of Smolt to the south has been razed to the ground. We hadn't received word from Smolt for weeks, so scouts were sent to investigate. They found the city in ruins, and a very quick search revealed no survivors and no attackers. We had been hearing from farmers and peasants in nearby communities that men of iron and rock roamed the countryside burning towns, but had written it off as bandits. Now our own patrols have seen these monstrosities in the distance. They are slow, clumsy, and easily avoided, and for now they seem uninterested in Kalen itself. Unfortunately, we doubt this will last, and the problem must be addressed. This is where you come in. Do you believe these reports? The mayor looks thoughtful. I know it seems unlikely, but something destroyed Smolt. We have many reports that say it was Iron Men. I have heard from the knowledgeable staff of the Academy that these reports are feasible and that golems do exist. If you want to know the specifics about them, you will have to go to the Academy. Why hasn't Kalen been attacked by now? Farming communities nearby have been destroyed, but the golems haven't come within 30 miles of the city itself. He looks around to make sure you're alone, then leans close and says, I have it from a fairly reputable source that the Academy has its hand in this phenomenon, but as usual, they are very tight-lipped about it. Whatever they are doing, we better hope it holds up. Sadly, Kalen's defenses are incapable of dealing with any significant threat, and will be quickly overwhelmed if the golems march on us. Who heads Kalen's defenses, and where can I meet him? Commander Lean commands the city guard, but I fear that the threat we face is far beyond his ability. Kalen is a small farming nation only on the map because of the Academy. We never had any need for a military presence in the past. Our guard consists mostly of volunteers from nearby farms. No Empire soldiers here. The men currently enrolled in the military are green, but if we are forced to call together the militia from nearby villages, they will be greener still. You ask where you can find Commander Len. The garrison is in a watchtower several miles south. That is where you can find him. I doubt he will have anything to offer you. What is our mission? He takes a deep breath before launching into his explanation. As I have said, Kalen and its nearby lands are under attack by golems. Reports tell me that creating these golems takes great skill and magical proficiency. Whoever is creating them is no hedge wizard. I want you to find out who is responsible for this and put an end to it. And in the name of the Empire, don't delay. I know how you adventurers love to crawl through every dungeon, but Kalen cannot hold out indefinitely. Please, hurry. Where might I get started? Well, you could go search around the Academy. They are bound to have lots of information, and perhaps you will have more luck than I have had in getting answers from them. The city of Smolt to the south was the first city attacked by the golems, so it seems like a logical place to start your quest. Maybe you'll get lucky and find something we've missed. Leave no stone unturned. Search every nook and cranny, but do it quickly. You don't know if he realizes how contradictory these requests are. You decide to cut him some slack since he is a sleep-deprived wreck. Can you aid us in any way? I am sorry, but I have no magic swords or elixirs. Nothing adventurous would find useful. You would do better to look in the academy. Unless you want reams of paper, I am up to my eyeballs in those. He seems truly regretful that he couldn't be of more help. Can you tell me something about the history of Caelan? You would do better to ask Master Turchin from the academy. He's real into that kind of thing. He looks eager to finish his conversation and return to his work. Evidently, history lessons aren't a high priority. This book is a great reminder of why you chose to become an adventurer. It is an account of any numerical stat imaginable regarding Caelan's situation this year, full of sums, reports, budgets, taxes, and inventories. You leaf through several pages before closing the cover. Adventurers don't fear many things, but reading ledgers is certainly on the list. Okay then. This tombstone is fairly worn and old. Moss has begun to grow on its surface, however you can still read it. Delesia, maiden most fair, daughter most beautiful, companion most beloved, voice to shame the nightingale. May your eternal slumber be the most peaceful you have ever known. Delesia is the name of the scenario. This is more import than we think. It just leads to the Academy of Caelan. You step into the Academy and are stunned. You can see your reflections in the polished tile floor, and the hall ceiling extends all the way to the second floor. A very impressive sight. Several students wander about, studying. Several waterfalls empty into a pool on the northern wall. The path down to the pool is flanked by stone columns, and the walls are adorned with magnificent tapestries. You did not expect to find workmanship like this in a town as small as Caelan. Impressive indeed. An apprentice is seated at the edge of the pool, his face covered by the shadows of his robe. He has a textbook in his lap and is deep in concentration. You feel a little guilty about interrupting him, but your mission to help Caelan takes precedence over a student's studies. Excuse me, what could you tell me about Caelan's problems? The student glances up and shoots you a dirty look. The only problem I see is that a couple of insensitive jerks are harassing me. How the hell am I supposed to know anything useful about Caelan? I haven't left the academy in years. Leave me alone so I can return to my studies. Okay then. Master Tuchin. Ah. Papyrus. Silver ring. And nothing in there. Pen and ink. Nothing. The master of the academy sits at his desk. His hair is gray and mostly gone. His robe is wine red, its towel is inlaid with gold and worn back to reveal a sage face that has seen many years. When he sees you, he removes his spectacles and places the tome he was reading down on his desk. You notice that his title is Extending Disruption Fields. Adventurers, I was beginning to wonder when you would come to see me. Have you spoken with Mayor White about your mission yet? You answer that you have. Very good. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I am Master Tuchin. Please, sit down. There is much to discuss. What can you tell us about the golems? The staff of the Academy has been putting all our effort into discovering how to stop these golems, but to little avail. Our doom is still imminent unless you can find the source of these golems. How are the golems created? He pulls out a sheet of notes to reference. Golems are ordinary objects that are magically animated. They are mindless, and without direct supervision will only follow previous commands. Creating even one golem requires great skill and years of study. To create as many as Caelan faces would require not only study, but also quite a bit of power. Golems are held together completely by magic, so creating one requires a great deal of it. This also gives most golems resistance to the elements. Some golems are mechanical machines with magic to aid them. Such types are susceptible to lightning. Okay then. How have you been keeping the golems back? Tuchin smiles mischievously. Beats me, but it seems that whenever they get near the city, they fall apart. Very mysterious. I'll have to send someone to look into it. He obviously isn't telling you everything and obviously doesn't care that you realize it. Oh, come on, spill the beans. Tuchin grins even wider. I apologize for doing this to you, but we simply don't think you need to know, and it is dangerous to tell you. If you prove to us that you are capable of dealing with the golems, then I might reconsider. The implication seems to be that everyone thinks you will be caught and tortured into revealing their secrets. Very encouraging. Do you have any idea who could be making the golems?
This is perhaps our most pressing concern. Who has both a reason to want to attack Kalen and also the means and ability to create the golems? Oh, we have exhausted ourselves thinking about this and have no answers. I was actually hoping that you could help us out with this mission question. If you discover anything useful in your searches, then please come tell me.
Mayor Tuchin puts his book down to greet you.
What would you like to hear about?
What can you tell us about the Academy's histories?
The Academy initially began as a small conclave consisting of mages stationed in the Drusilla Keep during the War of the Succession. They were sent to the keep with the forces of House Sol, and with the mages' help, the keep was seized. The keep was rebuilt to serve as a way station for travel across the Drusilla Mountains. It remained as just that for many years until the Troglodyte War. During this time, mages from all across the Empire were sent to the keep. A school was established by the more experienced mages to teach new recruits and apprentices before they were sent into the field. When the war was won, many of these young mages stayed in the Drusilla Keep to learn more. The Academy was born.
Clearly, you asked the right person. Tuchin is a history nut. How did the Academy wind up in Kalen, then?
I was getting there. Be patient. Now, where was I? When the Empire garrison was removed in the year 535, many Empire mages who taught at the school left as well. The city soon fell into decay. It had no harbor, no strategic importance, and the only available farmland was north around Kalen. Master Huajin, the head of the academy at the time, saw that the academy would be better off in a new location. A new academy in Kalen was established. All the books and records were moved here, and the old academy in Drusilla was demolished.
Why was the keep's garrison removed?
I apologize if I was unclear. I often forget that everyone doesn't know as much about history as I. After the Troglodyte War, the keep returned to its old role as a way station for trade. The mayor of the town was Mayor Hughes, but he would be better described as Lord Hughes. The Empire gave him quite a deal of power to its local government, even the power to tax. Mayor Hughes charged a tax on all goods crossing through the Drusilla Pass. Merchants were forced to either travel through the narrower, longer, and more hazardous passes to the north, or pay the tax. Most opted for the latter. The mayor and local nobles made fortunes, all the while using Empire troops to enforce their taxes. The outcry about the situation almost sparked another civil war. To appease everyone, the Emperor issued a decree that no armed force should ever occupy a pass through the Drusilla Mountains. Huge rumors were removed, as were the keep's soldiers.
Okay. Can we read that tome in the corner? Tuchin doesn't even look up from his reading. He interrupts you before you can finish.
No, you may not, and I'd advise you not to try.
What is your opinion of Mayor White? Tuchin considers before answering.
Mayor White is competent. He can hardly be blamed for Kalen's current problems. The fault is not his. Kalen simply isn't equipped to deal with such a military threat. Mayor White is a sensible man and realizes. That is why you were sent for. Although we are unable to fight on our own, a group of highly skilled adventurers should be able to eliminate them if they can find where the monsters are coming from.
Of course, and we'll leave that book alone then. What's up here? This barrack-style room is where the students of the academy sleep. Most of the older students live in houses in Kalen or outlying villages, so there are relatively few beds here. Ooh, a fire blast scroll. I do not need that. But I'll take it anyway. I only say that because I don't use scrolls. Can't take the coins. The apprentices here at the academy are worked hard. Everyone you've seen so far has their noses in a book, and this one is no different. You approach to talk, but don't get any responses. Lots of tests, apparently. The room here overlooks a fountain hall on the floor below. It is set up as a recreation room for students, with tables along the wall to allow reading, conversation, and board games. One of the older students sits at the table by himself. Unlike most of the other students here who seem too preoccupied with studies to speak with you, this student motions you over. You sit opposite him. How's life treating you? I'm Journeyman Leon. You asked him why I wanted to speak with you. Well, who doesn't want to talk to adventurers? Always interesting folk. Perhaps we could swap knowledge. He sounds phony. After checking around the room for any listeners, he leans forward and says in hushed tones, I have something that might really interest you. Ask me if you want to know more. What's school like here? He seems frustrated that you aren't asking him a serious question. It's a waste of my time. The Academy drains money from my family, or at least it used to drain money from my family. Now it drains money from me. A drastic improvement. Clearly he doesn't want to talk about it much. So you pay for your own schooling, eh? Yes, I do. Look, don't you have anything you want to ask me about? Like, say, contraband spells that would greatly benefit a group of adventurers? Why, yes, I would. It's about time. Ask away. You mutter something about adventurers being dense as bricks and as perceptive as blind beggars. What do you have for us, then? The spellbooks here are pretty mundane apprentice stuff, you know. But in the basement there are some good things, written by some real dark men that studied or worked here. Naturally, such dangerous tomes are kept under lock. I just happened to stumble upon this fine example of a lightning spray book in the student library. Wonder how that got there. Anyway, if you want to take a peek, it'll cost you 5,000 coins. How about I just turn you in? Tuchin wouldn't be happy. He looks at you angrily, and then the book vanishing up one of his sleeves. Trying to blackmail me, huh? Yeah, good luck proving I ever had it. You scumbags got some nerve coming back here. You better go before you get hurt. Certainly cocky for a journeyman. I'm gonna reload so that I don't end up with that screw-up. Alright, now that I'm back... I'm not interested. Then get out of here, but know that you're missing out. Yeah, we could, but not right now. Maybe later. This library is clearly intended for the students of the Academy. Books about magical theory, alchemy, and even mathematics fill the shelves. The heavy panels on the wooden walls absorb all sounds, so students can study in silence. Ah, an unidentified scroll. Unidentified scrolls are almost never anything good, but I'll take it anyway and get it identified. You lean over the apprentice's shoulder to see what he's reading. He looks up, perturbed, and requests in no uncertain terms that you make yourself scarce. You were all too happy to oblige. Your glance revealed that the student was reading A Study in the Laws of Anti-Magic Fields. Not your idea of a good time. Who is that, I wonder? A man wearing the robes of a professor of the Academy roams the library, scanning the shelves and occasionally taking down a book that meets some unknown criteria. He looks up as you approach. Hello, I'm Professor Arrel. Is there anything I could do to assist you? What are you reading about? I've been researching potential ways to fight the golems. It's an around-the-clock job. I haven't gotten a good night's rest in recent memory. However, we have made some very interesting advances and discoveries. What have you discovered? Oh, various ways to disrupt the magic holding them together, as well as battle strategies employed by General Bazaron during the Golem Plague of Gale. It's all very interesting, but we don't have enough personnel to hold the golems off, regardless of the tactics or weapons we use. I think it's pretty clear now. They have some sort of anti-magic or magic disruption field around the town. And obviously, that disrupts the golems so they can't stay together. Can you teach us any spells? Oh, he can. He can teach us some pretty good stuff. He can teach us both spells. Arcane Blow, Arcane Shield, Arcane Summon, Fire Blast, Lightning Spray. Well, we can't get Lightning Spray any further unless we pay 5k. Haste would actually be nice. Grab that. As for Bonnie... Unshackle Mind. Mass Healing might be nice. You know what, sure. That's good. Library. Silence, please. Ooh, a haste potion. Didn't expect to find that here. The book is an unabridged history of the Academy, complete with lists of every student ever enrolled here, a list of all professors and masters, and an account of any other incident deemed important. You don't have any reason to read this. Oh, that's just Professor Aaron who got in there. Alright, moving on. On the other side of this room are the classrooms. Classes are currently in session. Your interruptions would not be, liked there. This door is locked with a seemingly regular lock, but when you attempt to put your lockpicks inside, you receive a strong magical shock. You won't be able to get in here. Okay, can't get in there. Oh, it looks like there's still 2 rooms you can look at here. One is here. And it's just a storage room. Okay. The other, I happen to miss. Back over here. You find a trapdoor leading to the tavern's wine cellar. The air is cool and dank, hidden from the heat of the sun. The casks of wine are in ordered rows, plainly labeled with their vintage and age. Found the sun. A young man lies drunk on the floor. You thought at first that he was passed out, but when you poke him with your foot, he leaps up. Staggers up is actually a more accurate term.
Who's there? I don't know you folk. Who are you, and why are you bugging me?
Who are you?
I'm Edmund. Who's asking?
You introduce yourself.
I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you, but it really isn't. I'd much prefer if you just leave.
With that, he lies back down. Parents don't seem happy about your drinking.
That sounds like something they say. I ain't working in a stinking tavern. I got better things to do. You better not be here to reprimand me.
Well, you could help out some more.
You can start butting into other people's affairs, but I don't see that happening in the near future. Look, buddy, you better make like a tree and get out of here. I'll drop you so fast you won't know it hit you.
He shakes his fist to add emphasis and almost falls over for his efforts. Well, such as it goes. That seems to be everything in town here. Oh yes, let's get this thing identified. And it's a withering scroll. I pretty much knew it. You, I think... Oh yeah. I think we have one thing we can sell. Yeah, this silver ring. It's a few coins, but it's something at least. Yeah, we've already got the rope. We don't need to do that again. We already bought it, in fact. Anyway, you know what? I think I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll leave Kalen and see what's out beyond this place. Start looking around. Probably head to the north first. Till then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.